The ability to pass assets from generation to generation may seem like something only set aside for the mega rich. I mean, you have to have assets in order to pass assets, right? Well, what if you could generate money for your family, wealth for your family long after you're gone without having to create it right now? What if, while you're creating it right now, you could guarantee your family a massive payout at the time that you appoint it? Would you take advantage of the opportunity of a lifetime? Or, like most people, would you let the opportunity pass through your fingertips? I'm John Lee. Let's talk about it. All right, so what's up, y'all? Really quick, a little bit of backstory. In my early 20s, I generated a burning desire for some reason for something a little bit better than the bill of goods that I was handed. I was taught that if I go to school, get a good education, I'll be able to live a nice, comfortable life for the rest of my days. When I get old, I'll be able to retire and I'll be able to live out the rest of my life comfortably. For some reason, that just didn't sit right with me. I always felt like there was a little bit more. I always felt like I didn't have to be average or middle class. My greatest fear at that time was that my son, Christian, by the time I was older and by the time he was coming of age, would have to do the same thing and repeat the same cycle that I was going through. And that was a big fear for me because I knew how hard it was for me at that time. I mean, it never really got a lot easier, but it just got a lot more simple, which is great. I'm not looking for easy. I'm just looking for better. And I want better for him. And I want him to be able to learn and grow and to be able to make his own mistakes. But at the same time, I want to build in order so that he doesn't have to make the same mistakes that I made. He can go off and do his own thing. My son Carson can go off and they can do their own thing. And hey, if you learn anything today, or if you know something that maybe somebody else watching this video doesn't know, go ahead and leave a comment. Go ahead and share it. Leave a link. We'd love to watch your video too. We love to know what you know. Because the whole goal is to provide value for other people and to help them get one step farther. I got a philosophy. Personally, my philosophy is that if you help enough people, you'll be able to do what you need. They'll help you. So let's go ahead and pay that forward. Leave a comment if you have information or want to see other videos on generational wealth. I did a video earlier on purchasing a vehicle. I got videos coming out in the future, so I want to make a video on the topic that's going to help you the most. Go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. Hopefully, maybe you could be the next showcased video. So what I've done was I compiled a list of 4 things that literally anybody can do in order to pass generational wealth on to their children, to a charitable institution, to their family. You can also use these for living right now. So, hey, guys, it's not all about when you're gone. But we can use these not only to live a comfortable lifestyle, but to make sure that that lifestyle gets pushed on to the next generation and they can build from there. Well, looks like Carson's awake. So, anyway. Instead of relying from income from a good paying job, all right, why don't we use the money that we get from that job to create wealth? And the best way of doing that, in my experience and from what I've seen, is by using real estate. Using real estate as a tool to generate wealth, not only for yourself, but for your family in the future. I'm not saying go out, let's go buy that dream home that you've always been wanting with the backyard and with the fence and with the tree in the back. Instead of going out and buying something for ourselves, right? Let's go out and buy something that's going to generate cash. So we're going to invest in rental income. Mostly you're going to buy a multi-unit property. We're going to buy something that is going to generate us income every month. Some of the benefits of income generating real estate, you're going to be able to borrow against it. So you're going to be able to use that money to purchase more real estate. You're going to be able to use that money to actually go out and buy that dream house so that Carson can finally get his own room, right? Or we're going to be able to use that money. We're going to live off of that money. We're going to use that to supplement our income and create wealth for ourselves, something that's going to allow us to survive X amount of days in the future. Yay, Carson's excited about that. Also, there are tax advantages towards real estate that you don't get from other saving sources. So you're going to be able to keep more of your money. You're going to be able to reinvest more of your money. There are no limits on when you could take that money out, whereas in a 401k, you have to wait till you're 59 and a half, and then by the age of 72, if you don't take that money out, you get taxed on it. So there's all types of, you can sell it, or when I'm no longer here, I can pass it to Carson, right? And I can pass it to Christian, my oldest child. It just so happens to be at school. Yay, Carson likes that. So, investing in real estate is one of the first income wealth preservation tools that you can use in order to make sure that the next generation is taken care of. The next wealth preservation tool that I recommend everybody take advantage of is intellectual property. What's intellectual property? Well, intellectual property is something tangible that you own, such as this Urban Masterminds podcast, right? If I wanted to have Carson record over a song and we make a beat and he spits just like that, right? That's intellectual property. That's something that I can market. That's something that I can put as my introduction, or that's a soundtrack that I can just use. So that's something that I own that I can use to generate wealth. Something else, if I write a book, if I write a pamphlet, if Carson writes a book, which is something that I'd love for him to do. He's about to turn 1 in a couple of days. Well, what if we have a Happy Birthday Carson 1-year-old book that he created? Well, that's intellectual property. Let's say I create it, but I wanted to give it to Carson so that when Carson turns old enough to handle his own income, he can manage it and he can do whatever he wants. Am I right? Say yes. Yeah, that's good enough, right? So intellectual property is something that you can create out of thin air. You can patent it. You can license it to other people to use. And you can use it to generate income, a song, right? A screenplay, a podcast, something that you own, an email list, something that you've generated in order to create and preserve wealth. And then when you're gone, you can always pass it down to the next generation. The next third, and one of my favorite things, and one of the things that I've probably taken advantage of the most, something that I recommend anybody like myself who's a dad with kids or a mom with kids or a grandparent with grandkids to take advantage of is life insurance. Life insurance is probably the ultimate wealth generation, wealth preservation tool that you can take advantage of. Yeah? So, like I said earlier, I had Christian when I was 21 years old. He's now 10 years old, going on 11, right? And when he was a baby, I purchased $500,000 of life insurance for myself. So what that meant is that at the age of 24 when I bought it, if I had passed away right then and there, Christian would be able to benefit, he would be my beneficiary of $500,000 no matter if I generated it or not. That meant that the 20-something dollars that I was spending a month, or that I'm currently spending a month for that individual property, would give Christian the ability to have the benefit of $500,000 when I passed. Now Carson is born. Throughout that time, I bought more life insurance. Now I've got about $1.5 million in life insurance on myself. I have 2 children. I also have life insurance on Carson's mom, and she has a policy on me. That way, if anything happens to one of us, the other one would be fine. And so I recommend it. It's probably the most valuable, the cheapest, the easiest way for you to generate wealth for your family. When they get the money, it's going to be tax-free. They're not going to have to worry about, is this going to cost them anything? I can set it up so that When they get it, they have to do certain things in order to get large sums of money. And I can set it up that if I did pass before they become of age, that they'd be able to be taken care of until they're able to take care of themselves. Life insurance is probably the most valuable tool. It's my favorite asset that I own. It's something that I wouldn't give away or wouldn't let go of for anything. It costs me so little to give them so much. I recommend that everybody go out and purchase as much life insurance as you can afford. My goal is by the time that I do die, I'm going to have $20 million worth of life insurance. Hopefully by the time I pass away, that's such a small number that I'll need 10 times as much. But as of right now, my goal is about $20 million in life insurance so that my children have what I think that they need in order to have the best bed. Because, guys, we're not trying to be average. I don't want my kids middle class when I pass away. I want Carson to have the best, right? I want Christian to have the best. I got to get Christian in the video now, okay? Thank you. So, thanks, man. Can I have a 5? All right. Well, we got to get Christian in the next video because Carson already made the first one. Guys, the next tool that I want to talk about, the fourth and final thing that I think that everybody should take advantage of, one of the best and most sustainable wealth generation tools is the use of not only a will, but also a trust. So the will is going to help you dictate who gets what. So let's say that I have my life insurance and my life insurance has beneficiaries. So that's going to dictate who gets the money, right? But let's say that I also have real estate and I also have vehicles and I have other assets that I use in order to not only generate money, but also to generate comfort, things that I use in my home, things that my family would want. Well, then I don't want them to be fighting over it. I don't want them to be wondering, okay, well, did Dad want you to have this business and Christian to have the other, or should we sell everything in a estate sale? Instead, my will and my trust will not only dictate who gets what, they'll also dictate how it happens. In the unfortunate case that I did pass before my kids turn older or turn 18 or 21, whatever that number is, I'll be able to say, okay, well, I want my life insurance to pay into this account, and I want Carson to be able to benefit from $3,000 a month, $1,500 a month, whatever it is, in order to take care of him, to put him through school, right, to make sure that he's fed, and to make sure that he has the most comfortable life that I could afford him. Same thing for Christian. You can do the same thing for your children. Make sure that with your life insurance, you get a trust, you get a will, and get those things organized. Don't worry about them. Now I can go the rest of my life not wondering how my children are taken care of. It's a very freeing feeling. It's something that I was very concerned about. And I'm very happy to not have to worry about that. That way I can spend all my time generating other assets and making sure that I can provide the most value for my family growing up. So we had to struggle through this video, but we did it. Carson, you did a great job. Can I have a 5? Yeah. Yay. Guys, hopefully you got value from this video. Hopefully there's something that you can just do right away. And what I recommend doing is just go ahead and get that life insurance. Just get that taken care of. Buy as much as you can. Buy some term. With term, you can buy as much life insurance as you can afford. And then as you get your term taken care of, buy some whole life. Once you get your whole life set up, there's a whole nother list of value that comes with that. And maybe I'll do a video on whole life insurance versus term life insurance. If there's anything else that you'd like to see, if there's any way that I can provide more value for you, not only do I ask that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but leave a comment because I want to answer your questions directly. If there's anything that you have as far as real estate or intellectual property, life insurance, which is probably my biggest specialty, Also creating a will, getting the trust together. I'd like to know about it, and I'd like to answer it to the best of my knowledge. If I don't have the answer, guys, I know somebody that does. I can get that answer for you. Carson got you, right? Yep, Carson got you. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it added value to your life. Take care. Yeah, you like real estate? Are you going to be doing your talk just like that?